Hey everybody, today I'm sharing another art journal spread and I'm mainly working with acrylic inks today because I really like their vibrancy compared to watercolors. You can create something similar with watercolors, but it will never be as bright as acrylic inks will be, and that's the reason why I really enjoy using them, especially for mixed media. I've started out with the neon pink from Sennelier, and here I have the Liquitex magenta, and what I recognized was that it has an awful smell when I opened it, and I can't remember that it had the smell when I bought it. So I think it might be kind of moldy, but you don't see any mold inside. But maybe it's because I quite often dip in my brush into that paint, into the ink. And I think that might cause the issue. So maybe a note to future me not to do this. Maybe just put out a little bit of ink and then use that instead of dipping the brush into it. Here I'm coming in with the, I believe it's the Nickel Azo yellow. It's a wonderful, warm, transparent and bright yellow, and it mixes so beautiful with the pinks on my page. And you can see I'm just playing intuitively. I lay down the inks or the paint and I dip my brush into water and water it down in some areas. I try not to cover everything. I try to leave some white areas because that makes everything pop. If you paint it all fully, the whole page, it will just look boring and not so vibrant and lively. I'm letting this dry, and in the meantime I am preparing some kind of focal images, and I have some collage paper here. I made this a long time ago. I think it's also made with acrylic inks on an old book page. And here I have a marker from Ardex. It's an acrylic marker and it has a really nice tip. It's about 10 millimeters wide. It's in between a Posca, a bigger Posca, and the super big Liquitex markers. And I really like the size of it. And I use them quite often in my sketchbook. And I just drew some chunky circles on top of that collage paper. The ink is quite fluid and it takes some time to dry. My page is already dry now and I can keep on working on it, and I'm starting with some mark making using just a simple pencil and scribbling some lines with it all over the page. That gives some interest, texture, and it's super easy to do. I really love that texture and color I got here, and you can see it's still vibrant and bright. It does not dry light compared to watercolors. They will dry light much lighter than they look when they are wet. I'm now going in with a yellow Neocolor crayon and I make some marks and also scribbles. That just brings in some highlights and more interest. I picked a collage paper that is matching the background of my page, or the colors that I have already on my page, and I'm stamping some words to it that I want to use later on the spread as my title. And I also decided to stamp even more collage bits with also another stamp from that same stamp set. It's the mixed media marks, and I picked another jelly print that was similar color-wise and that would go well with the whole color scheme of the spread. I will now work on the composition of this page. I wanted to keep things easy here because sometimes you don't have so much time. And with this spread, you only have to wait until the inks are dry on the background, but you can dry them with your heat tool. And now I'm just playing with the circles that I've made. I've cut them out, but not fully, just in some parts. And I'm using some bits and pieces that I had laying around, and I'm arranging them on my spread. That pattern paper I'm having here is also an old book page, and it's stamped with an image from any of our pencil mark sets with acrylic paint, I believe. I will link up all the stamp sets I'm using in the video description. I really like that neutral kind of contrasty collage paper against all these bold colors. I'm adhering everything with my glue stick. That works super quickly and easy, and it's not an issue if you use a glue stick in your art journal. You could work with gel medium or matte medium, but you have to make sure that you don't smear the Neocolors with it. And if you want to do it with matte medium, I would recommend just making the composition, gluing the papers down, and then do the mark making. I personally don't like matte medium because you always have to wait so long for it to dry, and if it's in my art journal, I don't care if it's a matte medium or if it's the glue stick. I'm finishing the spread by adding some white splatters to it. That's one of my favorite things to do, and I think it's perfect here with that white center and the splatters going out from it. To bring in the black a bit more, I'm also making some black splatters with acrylic ink. Yes, and that's my spread for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick video and you are inspired, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Bye!